think it's tough enough to win one. We've done two, so you might as well go for three, right?
Our time, baby, back to back. That's how we do it.
What do you think of this team?
Unbelievable. Nobody can beat us. Back to back years.
It's so much fun to be a part of. The crowd can have an effect on teams. The emotions get turned up.
And then last year they gave Vezina to somebody else. Number one bullshit. Oh, number one bullshit.
Here it is for you guys. Enjoy.
Welcome to We. The Thunder. That's right. We're changing it up tonight because another historic night for Steven Stamkos as the Bolts win 4-1 over those pesky Blue Jackets. There you go. You can see the stash rocking the Stamkos jersey. Is that a jersey?
That's actually the Stadium Series jersey that I just was waiting on my doorstep. So appropriately, as I got home tonight from the game, it was amazing.
And if you don't know this guy, this is Mr. Mustachio.
Is it the mustache? Who knows?
Who knows?
Now, my only question for you is how come Kelly Mizell does not play that sound effect when you go on Puck Drop Live?
You need to get with her, bro. I mean, I thought it was a pretty seamless show today, personally. But
we'll get to that. We also
clearly unbiased.
The Professor Thomas Scully, who's also spent a little time on Bally Sports pregame digital show. Now we've all been on it. We'll jump into that. I think we've got some new memes to share based off of what we've seen tonight. I just couldn't help myself. The face that you made during when she made that comment. And the funny part is you messaged me about, I couldn't believe that what was it? The assistant coach said the same thing. Yeah. And I was like, I know, I saw your face. And I had already actually pulled that picture.
That's funny.
Before you messaged me that.
Well, listen, it's awkward because it's not like naturally my eyes are usually that open anyways. But then like the camera is low because Kaylee is, shorter than me by like at least, I don't know, a head and a half. Like she comes up to the top of my shoulder. So like I'm sitting there like kind of like trying to keep my chin up so you only see one of them, but at the same time like look at the camera. So it's a losing battle.
Stash, while we were there enjoying the game, I kept getting some Twitter for notifications, and
I'm gonna be an internet meme.
That shooter was having some fun with you that we're gonna be seeing tonight.
Yeah.
We'll get to the memes. Thank you guys for submitting them. I only made four while I was sitting there watching the second period, but everyone else participated as well. So we'll get to that.
I got a personal one sent to me almost immediately from oh my goodness, D'Souza from Adrian, it's gonna be my Mother's Day card for my wife, but only her. It's literally
that.
If he knew that it was just kind of anyways. So the Lightning win convincingly 4-1 tonight. That top line continues to dominate. Another 4-point game from Stamkos as he reaches and eclipses 100 for the first time in his career. Cooch with another 4-point night. Hetty hits 600 points, another milestone. It seems like they just keep coming after game after game. Everyone is so nervous about the season and what it was and how negative. And all I know is this has been one great milestone after another the last few weeks. And it's kind of coincided with this team turning up that dial, getting ready for playoff hockey, and playing a lot more physical. I will say, though, you're already starting to see the side effects of that with some of these guys already getting banged up and bloodied up and leaving the ice. And so, like I said, this is the price you pay when you start playing physical hockey. You're going to get banged up. So let's just hope that all these guys can kind of get through these injuries and be ready to go 100% come playoffs. But as far as these last few games go, I hate to tell everybody, but I told you so.
School, you were there.
Yeah, well, we started the day finding out they're holding out Ruda for precautionary reasons. So it was trying to see how that was going to go. They obviously played and Bogosian. Then Chernak ends up leaving during the game after taking a puck to the face. So they pull him. He did start the game with a black eye. It was obvious from the game against Florida. So it ended up being the fastest game of the season. They were talking about it on the radio. Me and Stash were both racing home to get on the show tonight. It was
great racing, but go ahead.
Yeah, it was an interesting game. It wasn't all that exciting, but then it was exciting because you had 100 points for Stamkos, 600 points for Hetty. So you had those milestones in there, but this team just continues to score. You flashed it up on the screen a few minutes ago, how many goals they've scored since 1 week ago when we did this show. You already flashed it once, 26 games. So it's just been a whole new level from this team, but he's right. We are seeing that injury bug now, but so are other teams. Bennett left and Gudas left today for Florida. So it's that time of year where you're going to start seeing a lot of D-men banged up. You had Palat today score, which was great to see him start getting out there and scoring. A couple weeks ago, I said, do we believe that this team would win the Stanley Cup again? And it was overwhelmingly a no. Now I got to say, I think I'm wrong. That
dial is starting to turn for me as well.
This is how they're going to go into this postseason, and they are cranking it up like they are now. There's nobody beating them in a 7-game series. And I got something today. It's the debut. Nobody else has one of these yet.
Schoolie and his resources. I stood here and waited for him to get this, by the way.
This is this year's playoff sign. They have not given them
look at
out
that.
yet.
Look at that. The B is a 3.
Yep.
The B is a 3. That's it.
They have not given them out this year. Someone snuck in and got me one. Stash was there. He had to wait while I got it. And thank you to the person that gave that to me. And I don't know. 3-peat's looking very doable.
Yeah, I'm starting to buy into this whole dial thing that Stash and Ladonde is on here. We've had some really good ideas to make shirts lately, and I don't know. Maybe we just have the old dial.
I like it.
And have a couple notches on that dial with playoffs.
Got to go up to 11, right? We got to do something with the dial that goes to 11, and it's instead of obviously it's going to be metal, it's got to be like a spin off the Spinal Tap thing, right? But like, it's going to be 3-peat or something like that. I don't know. That's a good idea. We're workshopping it live here, folks. That's another benefit of watching the show. You don't just get hockey talk. You get the nuts and bolts and the behind the scenes of how we really work and get shit done around here. Usually it's just drunk talking. Well, me being drunk, talking to the guys on a video conference. So there you go. Transparency at its finest.
Don't tell them the secret sauce.
Well, it's not just the recipe. It's also the fucking ingredients, right? We got the quality.
All right, so yeah, I mean, what a game tonight. That Cooch goal in the first period, that was his 7th straight game with a goal. And again, I wish I could just go back and pull some comments from, 10 games ago about Cooch and show off some of those. And you know what, maybe we'll do that as we get to the playoffs here, just to have a little laugh at.
Even
some of our panics.
Espo on the drive home, I had to listen to it on the radio. Espo was saying with his giveaways in the third, is this the same Kucherov that played in the first period that's playing here in the third period? Because I did see a couple in the second period, and then I heard the couple in the third where he did the giveaways and turnovers. So he still had the little turnovers there. I find that they're doing it a lot, trying to get people their milestones. You can see they wanted Stammer to score a goal on that 100th point. They were feeding him for that 100th point.
That's a big one, though. That's a big one, though.
Yeah. And when he did the all-time, which happened during our 2 shows, when he became the all-time point leader, they also fed him for that because they wanted that to be a goal also.
Yeah.
And so
the power play has helped a lot, though. Getting the power play, that really helped.
They're 11 for 22, I believe, right now.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's insane. That's going back to like 2019 numbers, dude. So, and I kind of like, I felt like Tuesday night, Thursday night. It's kind of like weak whenever we end up the regular season on like a Tuesday. But I felt like it was really good energy. As I said, they did the fan appreciation. So like I felt like there was really good energy in the building. And they came out and started playing physical right away from the very first puck drop. A lot more physical. They're kind of continuing that physicality. And I thought we saw Nick Paul doing Nick Paul things early on with the forecheck down there, getting the turnover, getting it down the ice and creating opportunities right away with his forecheck. And it's frustrating that they're still taking these penalties early in the game. It's ticky-tacky, and I don't know how much it's going to hold up in the playoffs, but it's still a little bit annoying that they're still taking these slashing calls, these hooking plays. Those are a little bit more frustrating because that's what really is the only thing that gave Columbus any life in this game. Was those couple of early penalties, and they had a little bit of momentum after that first power play opportunity. But Pally came back and had a really big hit right there on the bench, right in front of our guys. A huge hip check, took the guy out, and I think that kind of reset the tone. And their puck possession is what I've seen really change in the last 4 or 5 games. And tonight I noticed it a lot. Yes, there were still some of those turnovers here and there, but then they were getting the puck back. Whereas earlier in the season, they were making those plays and kind of giving the puck up, and then it was creating scoring opportunities against them, and the puck was going in the net. Now, if that puck does kind of get turned over in a transition area, they're the team that's back there and winning that battle and maintaining possession after that. And it's not creating as many scoring chances as it was earlier on when they were struggling.
And who I thought needed this game the most was Vasi.
I said you said that you're listening to Espo, and I totally agree with his 3 stars. He put Vasi as the 3rd star.
Oh, I didn't get to hear it because I got into the house before that was over.
Yeah, it was right as I was going up. But yeah, go ahead, talk about it.
But I thought this was a game that he needed to get some confidence back. I think he was having some confidence issues. Not so much as the team had on him, but I thought this was a game, giving up just the one power play game, that a goal that was really a Stamkos sniper, really. That goal that was just a snipe from the corner there. Other than that, he was pretty solid on this game. And there's some turnovers. I saw a couple by Sergachev, couple by Kucherov, that had some odd men breakaways down the other way. So good game for Vasi.
Yeah, he had some huge saves, especially in that second period. So I agree. I think he needed that confidence boost to again realize that he is the man. He's
sure.
the guy we need in there.
He only has one more game going into the playoffs because we got the back-to-back now. So,
so
you're going to get I would say Moose against probably Columbus, and then you're going to have Vasi against the Islanders to finish off the season.
You know, it's kind of crazy too. I remember, I forgot, I didn't mention the shit, but that play where Cernak took the puck to the face, it was crazy because the guy for Columbus also took a puck to the face on that same possession. It wasn't even like it was in that same offensive zone possession for them. It wasn't even like, oh, go down, come back. It was like two guys within like 15 or 20 seconds took a puck to the face. I don't think I've ever seen that before, where they had to like both leave the ice and go down the tunnel and like one from each. It was pretty crazy.
And the crazy thing is, it was I believe it was Sergachev and Chernak that were helping the Columbus player get to the bench.
No,
because he had his face down like this and was bleeding. And they're pushing him until finally one of Columbus players got behind him and helped him to the rest of the bench.
Yeah. I thought I saw someone asking about Chernak if we've heard anything. I know he got hit in the face as well, and that's just been his luck all season with pucks.
And just nagging injuries. Yeah,
I think he'll probably be all right. I mean, I'm sure he got stitched up, and they just said, "Hey, sit out the rest of the night. You don't need to go back in there." Hopefully there was no damage that can keep him out for the playoff run. I think usually with any type of face injury, and usually it's a cut or something, can always put on that full mask, that full shield, and protect that money maker, because we know Chernak's got a long career as our fourth host when he gets done playing. What else did I see here? CJ Joe had a comment on here about Florida Panther fans. Twitter Panther Talk called the Bolts the Golden Boys of the NHL. Was curious of all's thoughts. Yeah, we are the Golden Boys of the NHL. 2 straight cups.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, duh. Sorry,
we better be.
Sorry, not
Doesn't
sorry.
Always feel like that when we're on ESPN and some of these other networks. Oh, and for anyone that didn't realize, the game Sunday night, there was a lot of like complaints about the commentators. One of which was Ryan Callahan, who, if he's being biased, he's going to be biased towards the Rangers and the Lightning.
Yeah.
And then Bucci, I mean, he just calls it down the middle. He gets excited when a team makes a play. So
and he's not necessarily a
understand.
hockey commentator either. He's like a highlight commentator. So he's still kind of like finding his way into the hockey booth. So like, I don't really know what people really want from this, but really what really cracks me up are the people coming and be like, oh man, Bally Sports, it's not on Bally. Well, this is exactly how it was on Fox Sports, where when the Rays season started late in the regular season, and the Rays get the regular Bally, and the Lightning go to Bally Sports Sun or whatever it is, Sports Florida, the other 31 and 39. I mean, it's been this way forever. And now people are suddenly acting like this is a new thing and how I can't watch the game. How dare you not take your due diligence and figure out how to watch the damn game?
Yeah, I haven't had cable in I don't even know how many years, and I have never missed a game.
Yeah.
So if you really need help, feel free to DM us. And
Vasi got his 50th win tonight. Congrats to Vasi for that.
Again.
Yeah.
That's got to be some sort of record or some sort of streak.
Yeah. It's his 4th time in his career. Little shout out real quick. Austin Matthews scored his 60th goal. Steven Stamkos just congratulated him as being the last player who had scored 60 goals in a season. So congrats to Austin Matthews. He becomes the first U.S. born player to score 60 goals.
And the first one to score 60 since Steven Stamkos did it.
Now this list, the first players to reach 60 goals for their birth country. Austin Matthews for USA. Esposito was the first one for Canada.
Wow.
I thought Yager was the first one for Czechia. Yari Curry for Finland.
Czech Republic. That's fine. We don't
Alexander Mogany for Russia.
Yeah, Mogany. Yeah. Interesting. So, I mean, here we go, though, right? We got 2 more games. We got the back-to-back Thursday and Friday. Thursday, we will be down at District Tavern. I'm not sure if school is going to be there or not. It's a Thursday. I think he will be there as well.
Yeah.
And so we'll be kind of doing a riff on what we did this past Thursday, which is we'll do probably like a little bit of a pregame show. And then we'll have oh man, I love Adrian D'Souza.
Hey, it's Chechia.
Chechia is great this time of year. Beautiful time of year. No, but we'll be doing like kind of a little pregame show. That's what it is. And then watch the first period and then do intermission probably for first and second intermissions. And we're hanging out there and they're watching the game. They'll have the sound on. We'll have some fans there already. We know they're going to be showing up. The more the merrier. This is really just kind of a kickoff to the playoffs for May 7th for the bar crawl. We'll be doing a broadcast from District Tavern that day as well for that event right there that's on your screen, Saturday, May 7th. The check-in starts at 4 o'clock there at Park and Rec. We'll be over at District Tavern, which is very close, probably right about 4:30. We'll probably get a little bit of a broadcast, maybe go for like half hour, 45 minutes of that. And then we'll be joining everybody else on the crawl. So we'll be excited for that. So look out for that. We'll be giving out tickets here anytime here on the show pretty soon. We have a pair of tickets or 2 pair of tickets, I think, to give out, a couple of wristbands.
Yeah.
And this Thursday is exciting because we could potentially clinch our seeding if with the win in regulation, I believe this or any win, actually, I think just any 2 points this Thursday. So we could also be celebrating, that 3 seed and guaranteed to be playing Toronto in the first round.
That's the plan. And let's give out a pair of bar crawl tickets. So we'll do it a little bit differently tonight. We've got the capabilities to take some phone calls. So instead of chancing it, how about this? The first person that dials in 813-666-7701, get yourself a pair of bar crawl tickets.
Stephanie Sanders just posted in Thunderballs. It took Stammer 13 days, 7 games to go from 80 points to 100 points.
That's crazy.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's on a freaking tear, dude. It's on a tear, So I had this feeling today, though, as I was showing up for the game, getting ready for the pregame interview. I get a little melancholy this time of year because, boom, this was the last home game of the regular season, which, yes, means playoffs, means the second season is here upon us, but it also means that not too far off the end of the season is upon us. And so I just, these are the days where I really start cherishing this game, this team, this run, the playoffs, because it just, it could be over like that now at any time. It could be the end of the run. So, these games are now special. These games are important, and I'm really excited for the playoff run. But again, just a little bit sad because that means that's the end of the regular season, man. It's less hockey now. We have less hockey. So
and more shows.
Well, and yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one thing, man. I'm a little bit more excited to do these shows with the way the guys have been playing this last 4 or 5 games rather than the way they were playing the 4 or 5 games before that.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
It definitely gives me a lot more energy. And also haven't been in the building for the last 3 out of the last 4 home games I was there. So it's I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It's it's on my mind, so I speak my mind. But I was just thinking about it. I love it all. It's my favorite, but inevitably it comes to an end. Although, albeit for the NHL, not that long compared to most other sports. The off season isn't very long. It is still an off season, so here's hoping that we make it another long playoff run and we're the last guys on the ice again, because that means we got the most hockey we can.
And remember, we met most of the people that are watching us today, the people that are in here commenting a lot 2 seasons ago during the playoffs when we really started going big, because nobody could do anything else because it was during COVID and the team was in a bubble. None of us could go to the games. So we sat here and just talked with each other after every game. And that's when we started meeting the CJ Joes, the Sarahs, the Serena. Serena I've known for a while, but and just them becoming part of the show. So that's the fun that I like of the playoffs. We tend to get more viewers during the playoff time, and we meet new people, and that's what I can't wait for.
Did you hear that sound, Thomas Schooley?
I did.
Do you know what that means?
That means we have a winner.
That means we've got a winner. Phil, are you there? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
We had a winner.
Phil Carpenter, are you there?
Phil Carpenter?
Can you speak? Maybe not.
Phil.
All right, well, Phil did call.
Phil
Confirmed. Probably
Phil
me
was
answer.
the first one.
There you go.
So, Phil, if you can say
tickets to
something,
Phil Carpenter.
say it. I see he's still on there. Maybe we're not connected properly. You know what it is? I think I know what it is. I've got two
I
things
think you
connected to
unplugged
my.
and then plugged it back in.
No, I've got 2 things connected to my phone here, and that's probably.
I was like, is it Bluetooth in somewhere?
Yeah. Can we hear you now, Phil? Say something. No.
Phil?
Or Phil's just incredibly shy. No. I talked to him.
Phil
Phil,
Pritchard?
just do us a favor and
Phil Connors.
Send us a message, and we just need your email, and we'll get you 2 tickets. And I'll tell you what, if somebody else wants to, actually, you know what? Let's because I want to share my phone. That's why I have it connected to my computer here. Let's do another pair, and let's do it the old-fashioned way. And all you guys got to do is type in
Hashtag 100.
chat. Hashtag 100 is what it is. So literally just hashtag 100 to win bar crawl tickets. So Phil, we'll get you yours. Send us a message there. Thanks for calling in, and we'll figure out the phone system here probably by Thursday.
I can't tell if Eddie is like trolling here or if he's just like not quite aware, but yeah, there's a very, very slim chance that Paul will be here, and Kush probably won't be legalized for at least until 2024 recreationally. So that will be fire, but just don't know if it'll be next season. But that does lead me to the point, because I mean, you've seen it. I've seen it. We've all seen it. The posts. We got to keep Nick Paul here at any cost. We've seen those posts, right? Well, what I'm saying is that the only real way to make that happen is if Tony Cirelli leaves town. That's really the only way that's going to happen. And that's only if they really think they could probably get a deal done with Paul for like less than 3.5. Like if 3 years, like 3.5. If they can get that done, tax-free living here, Anthony Cirelli is the only guy on the team that has enough value that doesn't have any movement clause and is still a restricted free agent at the end of his contract here in 2 seasons. Other than that, there's basically no way that Nick Paul is going to be here next season. So I'm sorry to, again, be bringing some kind of negativity to the show. You know that's not my style. I try to keep it positive. But the odds of Nick Paul being a Lightning player next year all hinge on how likely it is for Tony Cirelli to be traded, which I'm not really opposed to. I'm not going to sit here and I don't want to break any hearts or create any, hate fans or anything else like that. I'm just saying, recently when Nick Paul gets the stick on his puck, pretty good positive things happen. So lately when Cirelli gets a puck on his stick, he falls down. So I don't know. Maybe we let the playoffs play out and see what happens. But I'm thinking Cirelli is the one gateway to keeping Nick Paul here. But again, it's tough because Nick Paul is only showing you a sample size of maybe 30 games, but when it's all said and done, and Cirelli's been here how long, and you know what you get from him, and there's a lot more than just scoring that Cirelli provides for this
I was
team.
gonna say if we would have went live after the last home game, I would have told you Cirelli was looking more like the Stanley Cup Cirelli and the Selke talk Cirelli. He was playing real good defensively. Real quick, CJ, trust me, he doesn't need to.
There.
Yeah, he knows.
So don't need to go to Vegas.
He knows where anywhere it's legal.
wait till you see the next segment.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's gonna lead into great in this next segment.
But yeah,
are you done with your sad trombone? Cirelli has to go.
I'm just saying that's really the only. And I mean, okay, because also the other thing is, like, Killer said that he'll retire if they try to trade him, and he's like, he's got to put in his list or whatever before the start of next season. But even though he says he still has a lot of great hockey and he having a career season, I believe him. He doesn't want to leave. So
yeah, I think we should make a pact for the playoffs. We can talk about it Thursday, but for the playoffs, no off-season talk.
I wasn't going to bring it up. I really wasn't. But then, of course, someone else was asking the question. And then, I kind of brought up it. So I had to answer. Well, I mean, I just answered like logically. I wasn't like, I didn't want to scoop myself. But somebody else started like going down that train of thought. And I kind of wanted to be, hey, I've thought about this. So I don't want someone else to come first with it, So. But we'll, like I said, it's off season. It's going to be here before we know it, unfortunately, before we want it to be. But yeah, we'll move on. But people want Nick Paul. There's going to be a price to pay. That's all I got to say.
Well, yeah,
and it's not going to be a bale of hay or a float on the bay.
To put together like a best of the season and best goal of the season. Oh. And I don't know if Nick Paul loses that. I know we've had a couple other really nice goals throughout the season.
I'll tell you what, on Sunday on NHL Network, they're going to do best of top shelf, best of the season. I guarantee it's the last 4 games of the season, and that's going to be in the top 5.
They did it tonight. Huh. And the Paul between the legs was number 3, I believe.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
Yeah. All right. Well,
your board's a little low, by the way.
Let's talk about this puck drop live experience. And yes, Patrick Kelly, Toronto or Carolina.
It's Toronto.
I think it's like a 95% chance that it's Toronto.
Right.
So let's talk about your experience here, and let's go through my phone and all the pictures that I saved from the internets. And if you go to @ShootyShoots on Instagram, it's my entire story is now all of these pictures. So thank you for submitting them. I made a couple myself. It was fun. And actually, we're gonna have for the playoffs another stash picture type of, I don't know if it'll be a contest or what it will be, but it's going to be like a playoff beard type of thing. Just wait for it. Wait for it.
It's a great idea.
But
I'd love to humiliate myself for everyone else's entertainment.
Tonight we had the man here on Puck Drop Live finally completing the trifecta. I was on like 3 weeks ago or something like that. Scully was on a week and a half ago. And Kaylee's nice enough to have us all on. And the stash comes on tonight. I did watch it, but that was way before the game. But what was the topic tonight?
We talked about a few things. Just kind of like overall best moment from the season, and just like the feeling from the last few days going into the playoffs. And that's really early on where this meme or this picture for the meme is going to come from, because if you follow me at all anywhere, it's basically my best hot take for like the last week and a half has been this dial thing where everyone's been talking about, oh, they can't just flip a switch. You can't just flip a switch, blah, blah, blah. Well, I've always said, again, they're not flipping a switch. This team, it's turning a dial, and it's just kind of cranking it up, point by point or number by number, if you will. And just so happened, I said that to Kaylee, and she says, oh, no kidding. I was talking to Derek Lalonde, Lightning assistant coach, last week, and he said the same thing. For these guys, it's not a switch. It's more like a knob, and they just kind of slowly, progressively turn it up. And this picture right here is me really feeling myself. Like, that is probably one of the proudest moments. I'm like, oh, you don't say.
There was
assistant coach Derek Lalonde completely agrees with what I had to say, and I didn't hear it from him first. That was my own personal take. Maybe, just maybe, I'm not quite the ham and egger that I tell myself I am.
And you looked directly in the camera,
yes,
and you let the camera know. There was a little bit of a nod at the camera. And like I said earlier, before we even talked about this moment, I had already taken the screenshot and was getting ready to send it out. So,
which, by the way, I got to give myself props for wearing my OG original CCM Lightning sweater from the 04 championship, representing the first cup.
Yeah,
that's last game of the season.
That's the original. That's not the remake.
No, that's not Adidas, baby. That's with, CCM.
Right? Or that's not the Tampa Bay Pub Subs jersey that Greg Wolf got. Which, by the way, if you watch this, you can go check out Bally Sports Florida and watch the replay if you missed it, because it's only on digital on Twitter and Facebook. But every time she kind of asks Stash something, you start to hear Greg Wolf in the background super loud every single time she goes to you. I'm like, shut up, Greg. I'm trying to hear this guy. The game's not even starting for an hour.
Well, it's kind of funny because that's the pregame starts at 6. And I think she tries to get it done a little bit earlier, but just with the way everything goes and getting in and everything set up, she doesn't usually get going till right at 6. And so, it seems like you're always kind of competing with either Paul Porter or JP Peterson or Greg Wolf there at the beginning of the show. But Greg Wolf.
Well, I was on. We were ready and everything, and we finished 8 minutes till, and she goes, oh, I'm not used to being ready early, but let's wait until 6 o'clock. So we did. We waited until 6 o'clock, and then right at that 6 o'clock, you start hearing the piano.
The organ and everything.
You start hearing the lightning and everything else, and it's just like, oh, all right.
Little distracted. All right, so we posted this picture, and we asked for memes, and we got some.
Oh, this is amazing.
And by the way, if anyone has one that we have not put on here, or you're just making one now, feel free to text that number, 813-666-7701. We'll get you on immediately. But let's just go down the list here. If we scroll through, I think this is Tiffany's. You turn off comments again. If you can't take the heat, stop posting. If anyone's in Thunderbolts or maybe any other Lightning,
Sticks of Fire.
Sticks of Fire.
That was Sticks of Fire post where somebody had a really bad take and then they just turned off comments
several times.
Several times. He's a serial offender.
You can't do that. You can't do that. You gotta open up yourself to the.
And then one did it in lightning strikes, and Adrian turned them right back on.
It needs to be. Listen, and I love this, but mine would be like a little bit of hybrid. You turn off comment, and it would be like a riff off the one Facebook commercial. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. This is all about
that's not how this works. You don't make your own memes.
I'm gonna critique. Hey, I'm here to critique my roast. Just kidding. This
is from Evan, and the face you make when you're on live team, but have to fart. The reason why this picture works so well is because you can't really tell what you're thinking in this picture. Right. To be honest with you, it's he could be pissed, he could be really happy, he could be checking somebody out, he could be holding in a fart. I like this one. I think this was CJ Joe.
We need to put this on the back of the cards.
The stash.
This
I
needs
wanted
to
to
be
make
a
one that had
business
like
card.
a 1-800 ask
That's the
stash.
stash. I love it. Yes.
Let's keep it rolling here. Fred the Corp, who does Bucks memes, gave you the crying LeBron with the Bucks hat when Vassy has an off night. Which,
They
by
spelled
the way,
Vassy wrong.
he hasn't been watching many Bolts games because when Vassy has an off night, we're all right lately.
Yeah. No. All right.
All right. When someone says turn the dial up instead of flip the switch, that is literally what pretty much happened in this conversation. When someone says Killeran isn't worth his cap hit.
That's true.
No, love it.
When you see her Bolts tattoo. Oh, yes.
Nice.
I made that one. I was gonna put her Bolts tramp stamp.
Yeah.
Figured we keep it a little bit lighter. When the Lightning take 0 shots on the power play.
Oh god.
Here's another good one. The face you make when you smoked a fat dude before your live TV hit. Is this true?
I mean, when you stay elevated, it's not really getting there. You're just always there.
And then this is Adrian's. When you find out Schoolie is off and you go get your free television, complete with the 40, the J in the mouth, and the Black Friday shoppers in the back. Well
done, dude.
I think I got more here. I think a couple of these are from Jesse Redfish. When you feel one brewing, but you can't go because you're on live TV. Again, people thought you were very gassy during this. Can you smell what the stash is cooking?
That's a good one.
The look you get when you forget to tickle Phil.
Yeah.
And for anyone that doesn't know what that means, because it can be confusing if you know us, we're supposed to tickle or we will accept a dap on the statue of Phil before the game. It's good luck. Never lost when we've done that.
My routine is actually I go by and I give Andy a slap on the ass, because he's in his gear, right? And then I go up and I give Phil a little tickle under the right underarm.
Under his pickle.
Up.
All right, we've got a text. I gotta check them first, though. These are gonna fly. Who sent these?
Matt.
The stash is actually buying Twitter this week. So there you go, Matt. That's Elon Stash Musk.
Elon Stash Musk.
Getting
Elon Mustachio.
And then where's the other one? Oh,
yes,
Jay, Silent Bob, and
so
the stash.
That couldn't be more
very
on
fitting.
point, dude.
With of course with the 40 in his hand.
Of course, the 40. You guys know me. It's like you guys knew me in my 20s, honestly.
So
CJ said we missed her Killorn one.
I think we got it with the one where the face you look when you say Killorn isn't worth his contract, or is it a different one?
No, she must have a different one because I made the killer one.
No.
I'll try to find it.
That's funny because this was Matt's Orozco's response to that meme. It's me and him arguing two seasons ago about that about Killer's contract, which again, I was right.
Hold on, I got another one from Jesse here.
Sorry.
When the Lightning take another penalty. All right, I think
I love how so many people are like, it's like,
it's just a good,
like I thought it was, yeah, image. It is, dude. I really thought it was like very much more like, I'm right, like because I see myself and I know what I was thinking, but like it's funny for other people to look at it and see different, I have a different take. That's funny.
Well,
you should type that again real quick, Matthew Orozco, just one more time. It's sweet.
if we only knew who Phil Haney was.
Sweet.
So let's keep this.
Is that watermelon? Oh no, you do not have the flaming hot Cheetos. Fucking God damn it, Thomas School. You are just a whore for terrible food, aren't you?
Flaming hot Mountain Dew.
Yeah. All right. Wait, you know what? Perfect. Thank you. You nailed it, Shooter. I was about to hit that comment too. Peter Stiliano, what do y'all think about the matchup with Toronto? Let's hear it.
Thanks for keeping this show on track, Peter.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, this is a show for the fans, by the fans. Sometimes the fans got to remind us what the fuck we're here for. Our own self-glorification, obviously.
Toronto. Toronto hasn't won a first round playoff series since before we were all born. Is that right? Is that accurate?
No. Has it been that long? I thought it was like 14 years or something.
No. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. I think they must have been no, I think it was pre-2000 though. I don't know. We'll get our facts straight for our playoff special.
Yeah. 2004. 2004. Yeah. So like 16 years. 18. That's the math. 18.
I still think it's a long series. I still think it's a 6 or 7 game series. Toronto is good. They can score the goals, but can they play the defense that you need to in the playoffs? Yeah. I know they got Giordano, but is Giordano going to be enough? Like we saw, I mean, Toronto's had our number this season before that. What was it? 8 to, I mean, we didn't even really get to talk about the shellackings we were giving out this week, starting with that Toronto game
Thursday and Saturday.
Although we were live for intermission, which was pretty fun.
Saturday, and I was in the house for Saturday, and that game was one of the most fun games I've been to. I got hooked up with some pretty sweet tickets from one of the fans of our show. She ended up going to Kathy Rhodes. She ended up going to the Kenny Chesney concert instead. So she sold me her tickets down in 109 for a pretty friendly price. So me and Mrs. Stash got to go to our first game of the season together, and what a game to go to. It was fantastic. So
6-2.
Yeah, 6-2. Another ass whipping against Nashville and the Stadium Series sweaters. That was great.
Which, in the back-to-back game, the back half of the back-to-back game. Yeah. Oh, no, that was Florida.
It was Florida.
It was the first half
Sunday.
with Newsom in that. Yeah.
And that was Maroon's birthday. He did go ahead and grace us with a goal. And Pat Maroon really impressed the Shooter family here when they interviewed him after the game, and it was all about the boy named Bradley that he invited to the game.
Yeah, and I was there, like I said, and when he went and there was a delay in the puck drop after he scored, I knew exactly. And I was telling him, like, dude, he went to go get that puck. I guarantee he wants that puck. He wants that puck. He's giving it to the kid. And sure as shit, just like, they went over to the referee booth and got that puck and went back and took it to the Lightning bench. I said, sure. And it was on social media by the end of the game that, that's what he had done. I mean, hockey players are the best, man, no matter what sport it is or what team. But I think our guys are even better than the rest.
Yeah, and it's amazing. Like, that's not the first time this season that he's done that. Like, he's really reaching out to the community, and I guess they're reaching out to him, and for him to do such selfless things. And we keep seeing more of that. Brett Phillips the other week with what he did with I forget the girl's name.
Chloe.
What's funny is I went and had lunch with Khan, a friend of the show, yesterday. And not funny, it's kind of ironic, but his wife's best friend is her mother. So like they were at that game whenever they got to celebrate and meet Brett Phillips. My Khan and his wife were there at the game with them. So
my buddy's her uncle.
It's so crazy, yeah. It's weird that we have such close ties to them. That's funny. Like, it's a small town now.
Small community here.
Yeah, it really is.
But yeah,
really
I like seeing that stuff, obviously, and I wish we saw it more. It seems like we're seeing it more and more with the players that are here. And if you can do something that small for these kids that, have these, illnesses and have a tough life, like just to see that kid Bradley's face when Maroon gives him that puck and talks to him.
Oh, when he was on the Zambaby, that was the best, man, because we were right there, like I said, in 109. So, like, he was just enthralled, and something caught his attention as he came around behind the net there, and he just was like, it was just beautiful. It was really cool to see, man. Really cool to see.
There was something assigned before the game. There was someone in a St. Louis Blues jersey that was over on the Lightning's warm-up side, and his sign said, "I'm just here for Maroon. By the way, Layla says hi." And that brought it back to the whole thing back in St. Louis.
The 2019 season,
Yeah, that really started, this whole Maroon with the kids where we got to see that side of him. And it like brought it full circle that here's this guy with the sign for Layla, and then here he is with that guest of the game on his birthday. And it was like, oh, wow, full circle here with these kids. And it was really cool to see that.
Yeah.
You know what else happened Saturday?
He scored.
He scored. Rutu's first fight of his career. He was angry.
And it was a doozy.
It's a good fight. It's a good
fight.
It
was. And then, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to mention the fights on Sunday.
Then you rolled into Sunday.
Didn't go as well, but I'm fine with the team
shellacking
getting physical
in South Florida, where everyone said, "Oh, this is the real test." Which, to be clear, it wasn't as much of a test as anyone was making it out to be. But that was a much bigger statement than it could have been, or a 2-1 or a 3-4 or a 4-2 game, something like that. Those were 3 big statement games against 3 playoff teams. Nashville's right there on the cusp. They're playing for it, but they're pretty much going to make it, I think, because Vegas, I don't know if Vegas lost to Dallas yet or not, or they probably haven't played yet. But if they lose to Dallas, they're out. So, and that means that Nashville's in. So those are 3 playoff teams that they came in and they put work up against, you know what I mean? And so to come in now and not have that slide game tonight, and not have that trap game against Columbus and still go out and 4-1, I think.
Going to DC yesterday and having
after going to the White House and living the dream and seeing Kobe and John and Ottawa. Come on, who was he? Joseph. Joseph. There too to join the guys.
Coburn.
I said Kobe and Joseph.
McElhenney also.
Oh yeah, nice.
McElhenney was
Little
also.
Mac. Lil Mac made it. That's good.
So yeah, you're right though. That Nashville really had to win that game, and we crushed them. Florida. I saw someone on Twitter saying, "Oh, well, Florida wasn't even trying to win that game. They were on a 13-game winning streak. You're telling me they didn't want to win 14 or keep that streak going,
especially against the Lightning. Bullshit."
And where's the guy who was trying to troll us last playoff season when we took out Spencer Knight and saying Spencer Knight owns us?
Right.
He got chased. He got chased rather early on Sunday.
They don't have a goalie that can stop us right now.
Golden Knights and Stars are tied 2-2.
Okay.
And Saros for the Predators just left the game limping. So, and they're currently leading 4-3 against the Flames.
Just to wrap up the last week, and then we'll get back to Toronto.
Yeah.
Because we played Toronto last Thursday. We mentioned it a couple times, but we didn't mention. Feels like it was so long ago that we talked about it already. Stamkos became the all-time scoring leader. Lightning history, passing that guy, number 26.
San Luis.
Amazing accomplishment. You also saw Cooch get to 600 points, Killer get to 400 points. It's crazy. All these
only the 8th player to do so
getting there. And yeah, I was saying, because we did like the intermission report when we were testing out stuff for that Leafs game. I was saying I don't know who can catch Stamkos. But man, if Cooch sticks around at the rate he scores at,
he's matching with 4-point games right now. It's like anything you can do, I can do better. Like,
he's hundreds behind, but his scoring rate per game is
definitely higher.
Playing,
it's definitely higher. I think
as long as he stays here is the key too, right?
Yeah. Well, as long as he's been healthy, like I think his regular season or career points per game is like just behind Connor McDavid, since they've both been in the league together or something like that. He's like second or third in points per game since they've both been in. So like that's crazy. So as good as Stamkos has been and as great a prolific seasons as he's had, the fact that this is only his first 100-point season, and he's already reached
we're walking out of the arena talking about that.
And that's pretty impressive. I can't believe it's only his first 100-point season, and it'll see. I think what really gets me right now that I'm really excited about is that you're seeing guys that usually kind of get better in the playoffs already having career seasons. Stamkos, Killorn, even Cooch, the way he's playing right now, he's as hot as he's ever been. I mean,
It's weird.
People
right?
might not remember.
People saying we're so bad this season.
Right. Well, this is only 50 wins too, right? For the Lightning or something, 100 points or what? No, what was it? There's another milestone that they hit for only like the 5th time in the season. So like it was, kind of another season that kind of flew under the radar because they had a rough stretch for a while, but these guys are back. They're back and they're playing better than ever. And there was no answer for that top line, putting Stamkos up there with Palat and Kuch for the last 2 or 3 games. Not just Columbus tonight, but Toronto, but Predators, the Panthers. None of them had an answer for Stamkos and Kuch right now.
And since they put Stammer there with Kuch, they look like them two are having so much fun together.
Yeah.
You see when one of them scores, the other one is so excited about it. You even saw on the record-breaking pass, you could see Stammer's lips say, "Nice pass."
Yeah.
And them tonight when he got his 100th point, Kuch was the first one over that. Like they have became something special with each other. That
like them, and it's like Stamkos and St. Louis, in his early days. It really is starting to look a lot like that. But like the reversal of like Stammer being kind of the mentor and Kuch being the kind of young Padawan, if you will.
And we're not used to seeing them together because so many years it's been the triplet line, and then it was Kucher out with Point and stuff. And now you're seeing them together, and they look like they're just gelling so well together. It looks like they have open communication. I had heard people had said before that they didn't know if Kuch and Stammer really liked each other but they are having the time of their life playing together.
All you gotta do is listen to Stamkos talk about Kucherov once in any interview, just once, and there's absolutely an affinity, at least from Stamkos to Kuch, and I don't see how it couldn't go back the other way because Stamkos is such an amazing captain, and if you love hockey and that's your kind of captain that you want, you got to have an affinity for him. You know what I mean?
And who's suffering now though is poor Braden's got 2 goals this month.
Yeah.
So I have the solution for that for anyone that's been following along for the last 5 or 6 games. Thursday, your boy Pointer is getting on the board.
Yeah, put him on a box.
Cereal box it is.
It works every time, except I guess it didn't work with Sergachev tonight. Yeah. But hey,
he's a little banged up.
I was talking crap about Sergey last week a little bit, but he had a rough game last Tuesday. So
what were you saying on the way out of the game there, Schoolie, about Sergachev?
Sergachev, I saw a little tidbit the other day that he is the all-time 4th leader and defenseman on assists in Tampa Bay Lightning history. 4th all-time for the franchise in defenseman for assists. It absolutely blew my mind, and I was standing there with Serena when they put it up on the Jumbotron. It was during warm-ups, and they put the camera on Sergachev. And all of a sudden,
2 shits. That's when you block 2 shits, right?
Yeah. And it came up there, and I went, really? Sergachev is 4th all time? And then I put it away for the show tonight, and then me and Stash was walking out, and I said to him, I seen this stat the other day that I've been thinking about all week, but then we thought about it and we were talking, we don't really have defensemen that are homegrown that play their first year and stay here for a while. He did. Hedman is first. Yeah.
Actually, he just passed Dan Boyle, didn't he?
Yeah, he passed Boyle.
He just passed Dan Boyle, I think, for this season for first and assists as a defenseman.
So it's just, and then you think some of the defensemen we've had, they've came here from other teams and only stayed for a year or 2 years. I mean, McDonough's been here the longest out of any non-homegrown defenseman that we've had in quite a while. But you had Coburn, Shattenkirk, Strawman. Who else did we have in those 15, 16 years? Garrison.
Yeah.
So it's
even
just
McDonough was early on just being here. McDonough has only been here 5 or 6 years, and again, he's It's more of the traditional stay-at-home blue line guy. He's not your prolific scorer. Girardi is one of the other guys that was here, but again, he's one of those more workhorse stay-at-home guys. So yeah, I mean, I've said for a while I do think that Sergachev will be kind of that next Hedman defenseman that we have, and if things go hopefully according to plan, Foote will be that next kind of McDonough, who's that really heady, stay-at-home blue line guy that can contribute offensively and isn't afraid to skate the puck, but really is just straight up, that traditional blue line defenseman. And you kind of need to have one of both of them that are kind of elite at those two things if you want to be competitive in the NHL these days.
Yeah, and Sergachev, if you look at the numbers,
some people are not a fan of me saying that about Sergachev either. So, go ahead.
Points wise, though, he's on track to have his best year of his career. So the progression is there. The turnovers are still there. But these Russian guys, you take the good, you take the bad. All right, so let's do this. We got to wrap this show up. We're at the 60-minute mark here. Don't call for the tickets. I know the number's on there. But add that hashtag 100 to your post. You got about 5 minutes left. We're just going to go around and actually talk about what we think about this Toronto potential matchup, which might be locked in by this weekend. Well, actually, it definitely will be.
Well, it will be by Friday because it'll be the season.
So I think I kind of said my bit about Toronto, decent matchup, lots of scoring, but can their defense play hockey? Can they play playoff hockey? Can they play that second season? Can they flip the switch, Stash? Or turn the dial? I don't think so, but I still see it being a long series because those guys are dying for a playoff win, and they've got a lot of talent on the team. And I don't think Austin Matthews is really that hurt.
Yeah, I don't either. I think his injuries are being a little bit more.
He returned tonight and scored twice.
Yeah, exactly. It made it to 60 goals tonight. We already said that. So, what do you think, Scully? What are you looking at for this matchup against Toronto?
I think we win it in 5. I think it's going to be a great matchup, and I think we're even with them. I think defensively we win the battle there. Goalie, I think we win the battle there. And then if they can stop Austin Matthews and not leave him open like they did the first game against them, we're going to run away with it. We saw without Matthews, Marner doesn't get the shots. There's no big real threat from them. So if you shut him down, we've seen in the past, if they put Point on Matthews, Point usually shuts down that player. We're going to have at least 2 games at home where Coop's going to get the matchup he wants. He needs to get that matchup on Matthews.
Yeah. I think that there's a couple factors here. I think 5. It could go 6 just because Austin Matthews could get hot and have one game where he kind of takes over, and then it's playoffs, so you're going to have a 2-1 game where it's like a razor's edge of who wins that game, maybe even an overtime game, right? So I think 5, maybe 6, but the big thing is, can the depth of the Lightning kind of get on the roll that the top guys are on? And I think that's really going to be the key. And I think yes is the answer to that, because they're going to have to match up a little bit with Marner and with Matthews, and maybe that kind of shuts down our top guys a little bit, or the matchup. But you're going to start seeing guys like Nick Paul have a big effect in the playoffs. I think Corey Perry is just ready for the playoffs to come, so he can get back to what he was doing, third of the way through the season. He kind of went on his little streak. Pat Maroon is playing really good for Pat Maroon right now. So to me, I think those are the guys, those bottom 6 guys that are going to make the difference, especially in this first matchup. I've talked about it for a couple of years now. Toronto doesn't have depth. They don't have playoff depth. They have regular season depth. They can basically go out and outscore whenever guys aren't playing super physical hockey and they're not playing shutdown hockey. But when it comes to playoffs, I don't think they have the depth, and I don't think they have the physicality. And I honestly don't think they have even close to having the goaltending they need to have against a team that's looking as red hot as the Lightning right now and as dialed in with their shooting as they are. So, yeah, it's going to be 5 games. Like I said, maybe 6 because it's the playoffs. And, there's always going to be that one game that's going to be that low-scoring game, and it's kind of a coin flip game.
I think it comes down to figuring out how to stop Austin Matthews, which we couldn't do the last game we played him. So I don't remember what they tried to do that game. I'm sure they probably tried to do a couple different things, but I say you take
I don't remember them actually trying to do much in that game. As a matter of fact, they didn't really do much.
That game. They didn't do anything to stop him. That was one of the worst games of the season for sure. But I don't know. Maybe stick a Sorelli on him as much as you can. Maybe you can stick a Nick Paul, although I don't know if
I was going to say Nick Paul might be the guy that
I don't know if he's got the speed to stay up with them. And, it depends how also kind of what Cooper's approach. That's one of the things you were talking about earlier. Is he going to go with the extra defenseman, or is he going to go just with the regular lineup? And that will be pretty interesting to watch. It's going to be a great coaching matchup, because that is one of the things that the Bolts are going to have to figure out, or they will lose the series.
Yeah, well, I definitely think that the last couple of weeks, or a few games, I guess not a couple of weeks, the last few games, Coop has been like a little overly cautious with these injuries, and he's kind of been intentionally looking for a reason to go 11-7, because he knows in the last few years that what it takes to win, and there's going to be games where, man, I'm going to be down 11-7. Look at Killer going down last year. I mean, who knew? Broken leg. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe you can call someone up, but maybe not. Maybe this year there's not going to be a taxi squad. So who knows how that all works? No salary cap, but you never know. So
one more. CJ Joe. Why did you do it? They didn't like Killer. By the way, I saw Dan here was trying to call. It looked like the phone's not working because I've got it hooked up to my computer here. Sorry. But I see you entered for the bar crawl, so let's see who's gonna win those bar crawl tickets. By the way, if you already have won bar crawl tickets, because we've been giving them out all month, you're not eligible. Sorry.
Congrats to Nathan Smith on his first NHL goal.
And second.
He got his first goal.
He got
assist.
The assist.
Well. Adrian.
There you go, Adrian.
There you go.
For the meme of the night, one of the many memes of the night.
And then also Nolan Foote got his first 2 career goals today.
Yeah, 2, yeah. So
the Foots are on fire lately.
These feet are on fire. Boom. Tough act that's enacted.
And anybody that's not on Thunderbolts, Friday night, we plan on having a big party down at the airport when the Lightning fly back home from the island. So if you guys want to join us down at Shelter Tampa, right now it's showing around midnight is the arrival time, but that's going to change. It'll be around 1 a.m. Friday night, Saturday morning. You can either join Thunderbolts and look for the updates, but we will be having a big party down there. What's he humming?
Walking after midnight, cheering for the Bolts. Come on now.
I thought you were still thinking about that Ladonde comment.
Lalonde. Lalonde.
All right, you guys got anything else?
Lalonde.
No, we got the back-to-back coming up, so it's going to be...
See you on Thursday.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Come out and hang out with us on Thursday. And if you can't make it, to District Tavern, downtown Tampa. Tune in. If we can do pregame, I don't know if I'll be able to get there in time. We'll do pregame. But definitely some intermission reports coming at you. So definitely look for the live. Put on that little notification thing so you don't miss it. Because if you don't, you're probably going to miss it. But we'll make sure we let you know.
Hopefully Thursday will be the last time we see Moose until next season.
Yeah. Yeah. For good reason, right? Hopefully. Hopefully for a good reason. And hopefully he gets the privilege of kind of locking up that number 3 seed for us and not, that'd be cool for him to be in net for that. So.
All right. Until Thursday, until next game. Thanks for the memories. And this has been We the Thunder. Don't forget to be the Thunder.
That's it.